Morning everybody, it's Rob, Yoga Dads. Hope you had a fantastic weekend. Great to see the sun out this morning. What a luxury after some pretty grim weather over the past few days. It's day 16 of the Summer Stretch Challenge. We're still going, we're over the halfway point now, it's downhill from here. So fantastic if you've been joining me for each of the sessions or indeed for any of the sessions over the past 3 weeks. This week we're shining a light on Suicide Prevention Bristol. I did some work with them as part of my Movember Mogadad campaign last November, so I know the guys well, and I know that they really need a lot of money and donations and support at the moment to enable them to continue to deliver their what I'd consider to be emergency services. You know, they're on the front lines a lot of the time, supporting those people that are thinking about taking their own lives. So it's really critical that we, support them in any way that we can, to enable them to have the equipment, the fuel, the support services that's all around to run what is a volunteer-led operation. It's just phenomenal what they do. Anyway, I'll put some more on my website and on the Yoga Dad Facebook page over the course of the week about the work that they do and some of the amazing statistics that they've seen from their work over the past couple of years. But for now, let's get started with our stretch. Today, we're going to be on our backs to start with. We're going to move up into like a lunge position. That's probably the highest we're going to get today, and then back down to the floor. Okay, right, let's get going. So we'll lay down on our backs. A little bit damp on the ground this morning, but I'm happy to be looking up at the sky. Back on the mat this week as well. And so we're going to just take our feet a little bit wider than the hips. We're going to knock our knees in towards one another. We're going to take our arms alongside our body, palms facing up towards the sky, and we're going to close our eyes. So if, like me, you've had a pretty hectic weekend, then this may be the first opportunity you've got in your waking hours just to kind of maybe take stock. Just being curious about how you feel, how your energy levels are this morning. The start of a week. And also maybe any aches or tension you're experiencing in the body. And just using this as an opportunity, in whatever way you can, just to kind of scan the body all the way along from the top of the head down towards the soles of the feet. And just really starting to feel that contact the back of the head, along the back body, wherever else you find your body coming into contact with the mats, and just really feeling that support of the ground beneath. Let's open our eyes, and we'll take our knees hip distance apart, and in fact we'll just heel toe our feet also into hip distance apart. Let's take our legs out, so stretch our legs out, let's stretch our arms out overhead, just moving these blocks out of the way. Behind me. Okay, so stretching the arms out overhead, really feeling that we're reaching all the way from the fingertips down towards the tips of the toes, really feeling that length that we're now creating along the whole body. And then bringing the knees in towards the chest, wrapping the forearms across the shins, and just allowing the lower back just to find that contact with the ground, and just gently rocking from side to side. It's a nice subtle massage for the lower back, along the full length of the spine, just to start with today's stretch. Okay, bringing the knees back to the center. Let's take our hands now, we'll bring them around the right shin and we'll extend our left leg out. So toes to the left foot pointing up towards the ceiling, or that beautiful blue sky that's above me today. And just gently applying pressure to the right shin. Right knee up towards the right shoulder. And as you do so, really feeling that stretch now all the way along the back of the leg, on the back side, the glutes, the hamstring, but also feeling the contact of the shoulders down towards the floor, elbows just drawing in towards the ribs just to maximise that space across the chest, and while at the same time you're reaching away with the left heel, so pressing away with that left heel and maybe even feeling a stretch along the inseam of the left leg. Now we'll bend our left knee, placing the sole of the left foot down. And we'll take our right foot up towards the sky, the ceiling above us. We'll clasp our hands now around the back of the right leg, and we'll just start rotating our ankles. So drawing imaginary circles with our toes towards the ceiling, that sky above us, in one direction and then the other. Extending the toes up, feeling that length along the top of the right foot. Toes towards the shin, feeling that sensation of length now all the way along from the right heel towards the right hip socket. And now bending that right knee and placing the right ankle across the left thigh. Now from here the options are just to take the right palm and just pressing it into the inside of the right knee and just feeling that opening now across the right hip, inner right thigh. Option to either clasp the hands or a belt here, belt or strap, just threading that around the back of the left thigh, lowering the head back down again, and just gently as you lift the sole of the left foot up, bringing the left knee in towards the upper body. By having that strap there, it just allows the upper body just to sink back down towards the floor, not put too much strain on the body, because you then also at the same time allow that right knee just to open up, almost imagining that you're pressing that right palm into the right knee. You're deepening into that stretch across the right hip, but also maximising that space across the chest and the shoulders. Chin tucked in ever so slightly towards the chest, just feeling that length all the way along the back of the head down towards the tailbone, and then back down again. Taking that belt away just for a moment, careful not to clunk your head. And now bringing the feet alongside one another and bringing the heels just that little bit closer in towards the hips. And just so you can brush the kind of tips of the fingers across the backs of the heels. Palms now facing down towards the floor, pressing down through the floor. And in fact, what we'll do, we'll take one of the blocks. So I've got blocks, but you could easily use a book in this situation. So if you're watching this on YouTube, then just grab a block before you get started. And just placing that between the knees. So if you haven't got a block, don't worry too much. You can still kind of think about how you kind of can imagine that there's a block there and pressing those knees in towards the centre of the body. So if you've got a block, or if you haven't, and placing the palms alongside, pressing down through all four corners of the feet, pressing into the block or that imaginary block, so drawing those knees in towards the centre, tailbone tucking under, chin tucked in towards the chest, pressing down through the feet, engaging the thighs as you lift the hips up now towards the ceiling or sky above, and really feeling that opening now across the hips, maintaining that pressure if you've got the block between your knees, and then slowly lowering down. Now we'll do that once more. We'll do that with our arms going up and overhead, so pressing down through all four corners of the feet as we inhale, lifting our hips up and lifting our arms up, overhead again, stretching those fingers away, lengthening all the way along the side body, down towards the hips, towards the knees, and all the way down towards the soles of the feet. And back down again, palms alongside the body. Let's just place that block away to one side if you were using one. And we'll do the same on the opposite side. So we stretch our legs out first, stretch our arms out overhead, great big stretch all the way along from the fingertips towards the toes, bringing the knees back in towards the centre again, shins, forearms wrapping around the shins, rocking from side to side. Now taking the clasped hands now around the left shin, extending that right leg out, just landing that right leg along the mat, toes pointing up towards the sky, gentle pressure onto the left shin, left knee up towards the left shoulder, while the right heel presses away in the opposite direction. Just a nice gentle warm up here for the back of the left leg. But also you should just feel a little bit of work along the inseam of that right leg too. And just keeping the shoulders nice and relaxed down. Now bending the right knee, lifting the left foot now up towards the sky, clasping the hands around the back of the left leg. Any point that feels comfortable to you, just keeping that lower back in contact with the mat, feeling that grounding down. Stretching that left leg out and rotating the ankles, or rotating that left ankle in one direction and then the other. Handily, I can see a circle-shaped cloud above me, just to give me that visual cue as I draw that circle in the sky. Now extending, pointing the left toes up towards the ceiling or sky above, feeling that length along the front of the left leg. Left toes in towards the left shin, feeling that length along the back of the left leg. And now bending the knees, bending that left knee, crossing the left ankle across the right thigh. And again, the options here to either take the strap, just stay in this figure 4 position, pressing the palm into the inside of the left knee. I'm actually this time going to clasp my hands around the back of the right thigh, lifting that right sole of the foot up. And I'm actually using the left elbow now just to provide that little bit of gentle pressure along the inside of the left thigh, just to open that left hip up, while still keeping the shoulders nice and relaxed down as the right thigh draws in towards the upper body. We sit for a lot of time, we'll often find that there's a lot of tension, a lot of tightness across the hips. So this is a great way just to open things up again. And again, just work within whatever space works for you, whatever space you've got available to you. Now lowering that right sole of the foot down, we'll take the left leg now alongside the right, so left sole of the foot alongside the right. Heels in towards the hips again, brushing the back of the heels with the fingers. Option here to use the block between the knees or not. This time I'm going to choose not to. So pressing down to all 4 corners of the feet, engaging the thighs, lifting the hips up. And maybe you've just got that little bit more space now. Cross the hips, exhaling back down again. And once more, lifting the arms up this time, up and overhead, feeling that length along the side body. Any sharp pain pinching at all in the lower back, and just easing back down, maybe even using the block to provide some support across the lower back, and then back down again. I'm going to rock myself up now, so I'm going to take my hands around the back of the thighs and just rock backwards and forwards until I come up into a seated position. How long have we got? Let's just see. 3 minutes. Okay, so we'll take ourselves into a kneeling position now. So we'll lift our hips up off the heels, hands onto the hips. We'll take the right foot forward. So right foot forward towards the top of the mat, that short side of the mat, bending that right knee just as far as that right ankle, and just tucking the left toes down onto the floor, okay? So just sinking the hips forward and down. Option to take the hands across this front knee or out in front, thumbs towards the ceiling or sky, or even arms up towards the sky, up above. Extend the arms, length along the side body again, down towards the hips, and sinking the hips forward and down towards the floor. Inhaling to lengthen, exhaling forward, and then we'll take that right foot back, right knee back. We're back into our kneeling position. We'll lift our hips up off the heels again. This time we'll just do a supported back bend before we move through the second side. So we just take our hands, fingers pointing down towards our back side, palms just resting across the lower back. And we'll just keep our hips nicely aligned with the knees. We lift our head up, and looking up to the ceiling or the sky, and just allowing the back body just to feel that support of the palms as the elbows draw in, opening up across the chest and the shoulders. Just keeping those lower ribs tucked in as much as possible, really feeling that length extension all the way from the lower spine. And then slowly tucking the chin back in towards the chest, back down again. And now we'll take our left foot forward. So left foot forward towards the short side of the mat. Again, just adjusting the feet. If you struggle at all with stability, then just widening the stance between the front foot and the back knee. Untucking the toes on that back foot. Taking that left knee forward just as far as the ankle. Hands across the front knee. Arms out in front, thumbs towards the ceiling. Option to lift the arms up. And maybe even a subtle back bend this time, so just lifting the chin up towards the sky. Fingers reaching up as the hips sink down. And still continuing to breathe, so inhaling to lengthen. Exhaling to deepen down. Sinking down towards the floor. And then back down, hands framing either side of that front foot. Taking that left foot back towards the right. And then we'll bring ourselves round towards a comfortable cross-legged position. And as I've said before, feel free to use a block or a book. Just provide that little bit of extra height support across the hips, just to open things up if that feels uncomfortable at all. Okay, where are we? 8:45, perfect. Okay, well thanks for joining me this morning for this 15-minute stretch. I hope you've really enjoyed it. It's been great to have some blue sky again all around me. Got to do a little bit of gardening though, I must admit. Got a bit wild over the last few days, but I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed the backdrop and the bird song and all that kind of thing that we've had this morning. And as I said at the start, we are shining a light on all of those 6 charities that we're supporting through this Summer Stretch Challenge. And this week it's all about suicide prevention in Bristol. So please, if you can, if you're able to, then check out that pin post at the top of my Yoga Dad Facebook page or on my Yoga Dad website. Find those links to the fundraising pages either through Facebook or the Just Giving pages that I've set up for each of the charities. And yeah, it'd be awesome to receive some donations. We're around £350–360 so far already. We've still got another 3 weeks to go. So really please spread the word, spread the message, and let's get more people involved in this and raise as much money as possible for these charities, because that's what it's all about. Anyway, have a fantastic day and hopefully I will see you tomorrow. Namaste.